Solving a linear inequality with multiple occurrences of the variable, problem type 2. So that's just the style that we're going to have. The one thing that we do have to remember when we have inequalities is if we multiply or divide both sides by a negative, meaning we're getting rid of a coefficient and that's negative, we do have to flip the inequality. Otherwise, it's the same as equations. Our goal is to get the letter, the variable, all by itself. Simplifying each side as much as possible first with the order of operations. And we have the order of operations just as a reminder. Remember, simplifying each side, the order of operations are parentheses or grouping first, then exponents, and then we multiply or divide from left to right, so whichever comes first is what we do first, and then we add or subtract yet again from left to right. So when we're doing this problem, we're going to start with the parentheses because we see that there are parentheses in the problem. So we're going to deal with those first. It's always whatever's attached to the parentheses. So in this case, it's a positive 7, and it's going to go times the u. So that negative 9u is hanging out in front. And then I'm going to have a 7 times u. And then a 7 times negative 2. And then I get to the inequality, so we're going to simplify this. So we have negative 9u plus 7u minus 14, because a positive times a negative is a negative. Combine like terms, so I have to combine these two together. And that gives me a negative 2u minus 14 is less than negative 30. All right, I want to get the letters on one side and the numbers on the other. And currently I have the letters on this side. There's only the one of them. So I'm going to add the 14 to both sides. And then combining like terms, looking at that, these cancel out. So I have negative 2u is less than negative 30 and 14. They're opposite signs. I'm going to subtract them and I get a 16. The negative 30 was the bigger one, so it's a negative 16. All right, and then we're going to finish solving it. We're going to get rid of the coefficient on the u, so divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2. This is those cases where I'm dividing by a negative, so I switch the inequality right away. Negative divided by negative is positive, and 2 goes into 16 8 times. These cancel out, so I have u is greater than 8. And that is this one. And I do actually have another example, so we're going to look at yet another one just to clarify to make sure that we have it. Yet again, we simplify each side as much as possible, so this left side is as good as it can get for right now. 7y minus 37, and then it is greater than or equal to. Now for this one, I'm going to take this negative 2 and distribute it to everything in the parentheses. So negative 2 times 8, and then negative 2 times negative 7. So negative 2 times negative 7y. Simplifying what I have, this side stays the same, 7y minus 37. That is terrible writing that decided to keep together. So let's fix that. Negative 37 is greater than or equal to, this is a negative 2 times an 8 is a negative 16. Negative 2 times negative 7 is a positive 14y. Now I want to get the y's on one side and the plain old numbers on the other. I have more y's on the right, so I'm going to subtract the 7y to begin with, because then I'm not going to be dealing with negatives. These will cancel out, so I have negative 37 is greater than or equal to negative 16, and then plus 7y. Getting rid of the plain old numbers, I have to add the 16 to both sides. Okay, yet again, they're opposite signs, so I'm subtracting them, so I have negative 21 is greater than or equal to 7y. Divide both sides by 7. Divide by 7. I am dividing by a positive number, so my inequality is not going to change, even though my answer is negative. I have a negative 3 greater than or equal to y, and you could also write this as y is less than or equal to, because it's got the pointy part by the y, negative 3. both are the correct answers. Both should be accepted. And there you go.